Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. Look where we're at. We're in Chickville. We're making chicks. Well, I don't know if we're going to make chicks today or not because I'm working on, well, this is grass and this is background. So, I mean, if we finish up this blue background, we might get to work on some chicks today. Hopefully we work on some chickies. I've worked on quite a few chicks. They're all down here in this right hand bottom corner is where all of the little birdies are. So yeah, we've been working on a few. They all have shiny feet. They have ABs and rhinestones, and they have them on their backs. So they're very shiny little chickadoos. I don't know why they're so shiny, but they're shiny little chickens. Anyhow, it's going really well. This is my second row. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of week 2 here soon, and I'm on my second row. Not, we're not smashing any records here or anything, but well, I am getting some stuff done. So yeah, I've definitely slowed down in my crafting abilities for sure. Even though, I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying to come back and, be able to do more and increase my stamina. I feel like I'm Rocky. I'm in training. Dun, 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 right? you know, although, people laugh. I mean, like I work with I started with a little 1 pound hand weight. I know people are like, what's that going to do? Yeah, well, you try it. Okay. And then I've moved up to a 2 pound. I didn't use the 2 pound for that long. Now I'm up to 3 and 5 pounds, depending on the exercise. So, oh boy, I start eating raw eggs here anytime now. And, look out, monument steps. Here I come. I did jog the other day on the treadmill. I mentioned that somewhere. I can't remember if it was in my live or where it was, but I was walking pretty fast. And I was to the point where I was like, I don't think I can really walk any faster. If I bump up this speed a little bit, I'm going to have to like bust into a jog. And I did a couple times during that workout. I jogged. Now, don't get too excited. I jogged for, maybe a minute, maybe each time. But I had a goal and I wanted to meet that goal. And that goal was to get in 3 miles in an hour. That was my goal. And to hit that goal, I was thinking I had to speed up a little bit, here and there, just to be able to safely hit that goal. And I did. I made it with some time to spare. I made the 3 miles. So I've done it twice now. The last 2 times we were at the gym, I've gotten in 3 miles in an hour. So, but man, I'm hot and sweaty and I'm like, yeah, it's some work. That's a workout. But we're getting there. Like I said, look out, Rocky. Here I come. I'll be climbing them stairs in no time. Walking on the treadmill and stuff doesn't bother my arm as badly as it did. I'm not going to say it doesn't affect it at all, because that would be a lie, because it does. I still feel it, especially getting towards the end of the workout. I will feel it, but it's getting better. Last week was therapy one day, my doctor the next day, therapy the next day. It was just boom, 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 boom. So I think the last time I talked to you was I recorded on Tuesday. So that was a therapy day. And then Wednesday was my doctor's appointment and Thursday was more therapy. So here's the deal. Here's what we talked about. First of all, the doctor did the typical little tests, like, raise your arms up, raise them to the side, push, don't let me push down, push up, don't let, testing strength. And then we had some conversation. And she was like, everything is great. You're doing wonderful. Everything's right where it should be. Everything's looking good. And I was like, okay, all right. So let's talk about why it still hurts. Okay, why does it still hurt? This is what I need to know. Why does it hurt right here on this little bone? What happened? What happened right there? And she goes, well, she says a lot of things. A lot of things happened right there. She said, I mean, I can't tell you exactly, but a lot of things happened in that spot right there. And basically, your shoulder was quite angry there. It was not happy in that area. And so there was a lot of work done. I'm like, okay, all right. That, as long as I know that there's a good reason for it to hurt there, I mean, I'm not happy about it, but it makes me feel a little better. She said, we talked about it being probably my pec muscle, because your pec muscle is very interesting. I mean, I've learned so much about the shoulder and arm anatomy. It's like unreal. But because your pec goes across your chest, right? And it's big when it goes across your chest. And then as it heads over towards your shoulder and your arm, it like threads out into separate little feelers, and it goes up over the shoulder, across the shoulder, under the armpit. It just kind of goes everywhere. So it's probably my pec that's causing most of this pain. It doesn't like being stretched out and told it has to work. So it's complaining and it's arguing. So we actually talked a lot about stretches. The doctor and I did, not the therapist, but the doctor, talking about stretches, talking about my little massage ball, my little hard massage ball. And she's like, yeah, get right. She stuck her finger in my armpit and I was like, oh, okay. All right. Okay. She goes, yeah, that's your pec is just, it's tight. It's really tight. It's not wanting to move as freely as it should. It's yelling at you. So stretch, 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 stretch. Okay. All right. So then I go to therapy the next day, and I report in with her and tell her all the good news. Oh, the last thing my doctor did tell me is my next visit will be in 3 months, and when I come back in 3 months, and she asks me about pain level, I'll be like, what pain? No pain. I'm like, okay, I'm holding you to it. I said, I hope it doesn't take 3 months, but I'm holding you to it because I'm ready for that to stop. You know. She goes, yep, I get it. She says, but you're doing great. You're doing great. Just keep doing what you're doing. Add these stretches. Okay. All right. Gotcha. So yeah, then back to therapy the next day and told her all of that. So we really worked on stretches that day is what we did. More stretch work than strength work. And of course, she went in the armpit and I about came off the table. And I'm like, wow. Who knew? Who knew that it hurt there in my armpit like that? But it does. And that's where the pec's going. One of the little fingerlings of the pec's going into the armpit and all that. And so, pec, I know that you have a lot of jobs to do up there. You're a big muscle and you had a lot of supporting roles. Get it? Supporting roles. I mean, you know what your pecs do now, right? But you know what one of the main jobs is. Anyhow, yeah. Yeah. Get it together. Get it together. You gotta straighten up and fly right. It's time to start work, and I'm ready to go throw baseballs. I'm ready to, you know. I got a good routine when I go to the gym. And then when I'm at home, I don't have the same machines, so I do things here at home with bands and free weights, my hand weights, but I got a little routine. Work out one day doing strength, one day doing stretches and alternate. And we may possibly have more therapy in the future. This Thursday is my last one that's scheduled. but she has put in for more because she's like, we're kind of right at this point where things are coming around, movement's coming around. We're starting to work on strength, but I think we could use a little more, get you over this hump and get you going. I've told her, I said, when I leave therapy, you just need to send me with a whole booklet of exercises. I mean, I remember a lot, but there's some that I don't remember, and I need a guidebook, not that I'm going to do all of them every day, but I figure the more, the merrier, the better I'll be, the more exercises I can get in, right? So anyhow, that's how that's going. So some days, like I woke up this morning and I was like, darn, if this doesn't feel pretty good. I'm not feeling too much tension, too much tightness, too much pain. I would have given it like a level 2. It felt really good, right? Then Dale and I had like 7,000 places to go, and I videoed a lot of it. I'm trying to make like these people do a day in my life, a day in the life vlog, and they just everything they did that day. Well, once I got home and Dale's here, I kind of didn't record. I recorded when he wasn't around, like when he was out of the truck and stuff. I recorded, but yeah. What was my whole point of that story? I don't know. Oh, so we had a busy day, had like 12 places to go. And I'm like, I just need to be able to record my WIP and Chat, and I have my book live. Can we make that work somehow, some way? Will that fit into my day? We literally went like 5 or 6 places today, and we were about 45 minutes to an hour longer than I had predicted. Of course, always going to be longer than I predict. So anyhow, we've already had dinner. Made goulash for dinner after the book live. Dale was starting it. I went out and assisted. Goulash was yummy, of course. And then I told Dale, I said, okay, now I'm going to go close myself up in the office and talk to myself. And he's like, okay, well, you have fun with that. And then he made some smart comment about neither one of us having a common sense, or I don't know, like me and myself, you know what I mean? I don't know. Just being a smart aleck. Oh, smart aleck. My husband, really? Are you kidding? Yeah. So that was that. Been out to the greenhouse, checking on the tulips. Dale's got a new plan. He's thinking a new plan for our tall tulips, that just want to grow, be giant tulips. How we're going to accommodate them. And I'm just leaving him. That's his baby. He created it. It was his design, his idea. And however he wants to alter it, that's up to him. How he wants to alter it to make it work. There's a couple options. You can either go down, put the tulips down deeper, or you can go up and give them more room up high. So at first I was like, well, we can just dig them up and bury them deeper, take out some dirt, give them more room below. Now he's thinking he wants to go up and like change the fencing and stuff on the top and like hoop it up. And I'm like, hoop it up, hoop it up. Okay, if that's what you want to do, you do it. Okay. So there's that. Dale might be having surgery. Well, probably will be having surgery. So don't know when, but he thought he pulled a muscle doing some heavier lifting of things, and I don't know. It could have been from that, but he's gonna need some surgery. Yes, he is. I don't think he's looking forward to it. Just found out today he had an ultrasound yesterday, and they found a hernia, and so yeah, that will be in the future. So we're going to turn tables here, and he's going to be the homebound, need help, recuperating and I mean, I'm not done recuperating, but I'm going to be the one having to take care of things and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, and he's leaving. I have no idea where he's going, but he's leaving. Okay, he was talking to somebody on the phone, and now he said, bye, bye-bye. Okay, see you later. I don't know where he's going. Where would he have to go at this time of night? No idea. Whoever he was talking to apparently needed something, and he's off to the races. You know how Dale is. I've been beckoned. I've been called. He like, somebody put out the bat light or something, and he's like, oh, rush to the rescue here, you know? That's my husband for you. I don't know. But, so yeah, and we have a vacation planned. And he's like, well, I won't be able to do everything I was planning on doing on our vacation. It's just a short little vacation, like a long weekend thing. And, you know, well, you know, we'll still have fun. We'll do what we can do. And it's a vacation. So nobody's being, you're not going to be rushing off to go save the day for somebody like you are right now, right? You'll be able to kick back and just go hang out. I mean, you'll be able to walk down to the lake, the water, and, you know, you'll be able to do some things, but take it easy. Enjoy. Relax. You know, we haven't done that in a long time. And, you know, we both need that. We're ready for it. So, and I believe that Josh is going with us. So that'll be interesting. I haven't gone on a vacation with my kids, and perhaps, I mean, I can't even tell you when the last time was. So it'll be interesting to be able to take him along, and, you know, he hasn't had a vacation in Lord knows how long, and that'd be kind of fun, just the three of us. That came about while I was at the retreat, when the boys were creating a graphic novel, apparently is what they were doing, using Chat GBT. Did I tell you that story? I may have told you that story. They were making a story, putting in these prompts and stuff, and it continued on and on and on, and for days and days and days. And then Dale would be like, oh, more to the story. Or he'd come in, because I learned that he was doing it too, not just Josh, but he was doing it. And I was just laughing at the whole thing. The story took a weird turn and got all alien and whatnot. And I'm not in the story anymore. I don't know where I disappeared to. I stayed home, apparently, while the boys took off, I don't know, doing some weird alien adventure-y thing, I guess. And I'm home in the kitchen still, it looks like. But how come I don't get to go? How come I didn't get to partake in the fun? I just kind of disappeared in the story. And honestly, it's been quite a while now since either of them has put anything in there, created anything. But I was just laughing. But because they were bonding over that, that's how the whole vacation thing came about. I mean, because in the story now, they're kind of vacationing. It's just they're on an alien adventure, I guess. I don't know. The boys did it. I had nothing to do with it. So I was busy at the retreat. Oh, when I go away, you never know what happens, right? Just as long as I come back and everything's living, everybody's alive, and, you know, everything's okay. He was messing with me when I called him one night, and he's like, nothing unusual. He said, um, I said, you're just in the bedroom watching TV on your new TV? And he goes, oh, yeah. He said, you know those wall mount things you can get? And I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking, so did you mount the TV above the dresser? What'd you do? And he goes, nope, nope, it's right above the bed. And I'm like, it is not. I'm like, you did not. He goes, yeah, I'm just laying here in bed right now, just looking up, watching the TV. And I'm like, you did not. No, you didn't. Of course he did not. But that's the kind of stuff he likes to do. He likes to mess with me. He's just a Mr. Jokester, right? Mr. Jokester. Okay, so all of that purple right there, that's actually the chicks. It's part of their bodies. I don't know why they're purple, but they are purple. It's like on their wings. Like they're They're little yellow chicks, but they're turning. They're getting their adult feathers in and stuff. And that's what these are, these little purple spots. And this guy down here, he's got some down here. You can't see him, but he's got some on his chest too. So we got chicks that are growing up, I guess. It's the best way I can describe it. They're growing up chicks, getting some adult feathers. So they look a little, I don't know, do they look weird? Maybe they'll look normal when it's all done. It's all said and done and it's all put together. Maybe they'll look just fine. Hopefully. Hopefully they will look just fine. Okay. Now, I know that G is a rhinestone. 1 is an AB. I don't want to do G or 1 right now. What else do I want to do though? Let's do anchors. Anchors away, my friend. What is it? Anchors away, my something. My friend, my love, I don't know what it is. It's just anchors away something. So we're going to anchor away. All right. At least this is gold. All right. We got gold. Got some gold for the chickies. Oh boy. Okay. So, I mean, I didn't tell you the place we went today because I'll save that for the A Day in My Life vlog. It's super exciting. You're just going to be overwhelmed, you know? Yeah. Okay. Just, if you watch it, you watch it. And if you don't, you don't, you know? That's all I got. But tomorrow is hair day. Get hair done tomorrow. So I want to try to get this like processing, even if it has to process overnight and upload in the morning, that would be fine. I can handle that. I have to be out getting my hair done at noon. So I would like to have this ready to go before then. I'm hoping. Crossing my fingers that it gets done. So I think I need to ask for a little darkening of the hair. It's getting really light, like a real light brown. And I'm like, and it's summer, it's only gonna be lighter, you know? So I think I need to just like go darken up for a little bit. And this will be the last time that I have, well, not forever. My regular hairdresser will be on maternity leave after this appointment. She is due like at the end of the week or early next week or something. So she is working like right up to her due date. And her last day is like Thursday or something. So I'm like, well, if you're here, you're here. And if you're not, I guess we'll figure out something. I'll reschedule with somebody else. So I will have to reschedule, or I will have to schedule tomorrow with one of the other ladies for the next time. And then I think she's planning on being right back. So I'm only going to miss her like one appointment, I think. So we'll see how it goes. But I think I need a little darkening up. I'm looking pretty light and not a huge fan of it. Not a huge fan. Mother's Day. I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. If you're a mother, if you're, everybody, I hope we had a great day. But, it was a day for the mothers, Early in the morning, I got a text. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Love you. What are you doing today? All that kind of stuff. And I told Dale, and he's like, that must have been Josh. And I was like, and you'd be right. Josh has kind of become an early morning person, because he goes to work early. He's up like at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning every day now. So, yep, he's up at the crack of dawn and he's telling me Happy Mother's Day. I did not see him, he did not come to see us because, it is like an hour and a half away. And without having, some prior plans or whatever, it's kind of, a long drive, and I don't hold that against him at all. No, I do not. So It's fine. I got a happy Mother's Day and love you and all that good stuff. Um, I did hear from the girls, and they said they were going to come over in the afternoon. Dale and I got up and went to the gym, and then we came home and we went to Meyer. And then later in the afternoon, the girls and Jackson came over, and I thought that was nice. Jackson made some gifts at school, did some artwork, some drawings that they turn into magnets. It's a whole program that they say they do every year. I've never heard of it, but so I got a couple magnets. Got a cute little 3D printed wiener dog. They thought of me when they saw the wiener dog, of course. So I got one of those. And a really pretty plant. Really, really pretty plant. Not sure what it is, other than it's probably tropical and it probably wouldn't survive outside all winter. So, I mean, it's probably something I'm going to try to bring in the winter, see if I can keep it alive in the winter in the house, you know. But it's beautiful and it climbs. It wants to climb. I've got to find a place to put it where it can climb because it's got all these long runners on it wanting to go someplace. So I got to think that one through. And where can I put it where it's fairly protected, you know, where either wild critters aren't going to get into it or my cats aren't going to get into it if it's outside, you know? My cats don't usually bother the plants much. And knock on wood, knock knock, they have stopped like digging in my house plants. Remember? But they used to do that. They used to dig in the dirt and make a huge mess. And they don't do that anymore. So yay. Happy about that. Okay, I have a drill on my pen. No wonder I can't get another one. It neglected to come off right there. Okay, got it now. Got it, got it. So yeah, it's beautiful. It looks kind of like, if you've ever seen a black-eyed Susan, it kind of looks like a black-eyed Susan, but it's like peachy color, the flowers. It's really pretty. So we'll see where we can find to put it. Find a nice place for it. So yeah, they hung out for a while. It was kind of fun. We just hung out and chit-chatted and talked, and Jackson got to just be a kid here and run around. I mean, whenever he's here, at least lately, we're not outside a lot. We're like, it's later in the evenings, and so I pick him up and we come in and we have dinner and he watches TV and falls asleep. But he got to just run around, you know, just run around, go get into stuff. And I love it. I love it that the kids can do that here. There's really nothing that they're going to get into other than, I mean, they could possibly get into poison ivy. There is some poison ivy out and about in the back. But it's just nice that they can come just run around, play. He just wanted to pick up things like picked up bark and feathers and uh, little stones and just had this whole pocket collection of stuff. I think end up, you know, leaving it all behind here, but he's just having fun, just picking up things, playing with a piece of bark, and just, I love that kids can do that, you know? It's just the freedom to just run and get into things that aren't going to hurt you, that, you know, hey, have at it. Go run out back. I took him out into Dale's special little area, and then we went out underneath the apple tree. We have a huge apple tree out back. It's not an apple tree that produces apples. It doesn't get apples. So it's just like a flowering apple. Um, And it's kind of hard for me to get to it because I have to really duck down and go underneath branches and stuff. Kids can get right in there, you know, and it's just another one of those fun little hidey places, you know. You can go in and it's like, little secret place here underneath the tree. And, you know, we went back there and hung out for a while. Just had fun. That, you know, that's all I need, really. You know, I don't need a bunch of gifts. I don't need a bunch of fancy dinners. I just like to see my people, you know, hang out, you know, talk, whatever, because, life is go, go, go so much of the time. And like, even though I pick him up on Wednesdays and have him for a few hours, I don't really have the opportunity to talk with the girls because, Devin usually doesn't come in. Shannon comes in and the kid's half asleep. So she's just like, we just need to, get him to the car, get him home because he's, asleep. And so it's just not much communication or time spent together. You know what I mean? So whenever I can just spend time with my kids, it's like, that is just the best, just the best. Come over and just hang out and sit and chill. I mean, everybody needs to just sit and chill sometimes, Shannon's been working really hard over at the other house, like working on some flower beds and weeding things and finding plants that she didn't know were there because the weeds were so tall, and sending me pictures and like, what is this? And I'm like, I think that's a lily. What do you think this is? And she's pretty good with her plants and stuff. And sometimes she knows what it is. But I'm really happy to see that she's getting outside and doing some things. She's been cleaning up the barn a little bit more. I think she's just like, I'm going to do stuff. I'm going out. I'm going outside. Devin, you got the inside, you got the kid, I going outside to do things. So it's good to see, and it's really nice to see that, when one of your children takes up things that you have always loved, she is my gardener. She is, a crocheter, and just kind of makes you happy to see that they pick up some of the things that you've always loved and they've watched you do for years, and you know, so there's that. But um Thursday I go back for therapy again, and on Thursday I'll see if we have more sessions coming up or if, it's like, well, kid, you're on your own. I don't want to be on my own yet. I really want a little more support. I feel like it still needs work beyond what I can just go do at the gym and stuff. So I'm kind of scared to not go to therapy a couple times a week and try new things and work new muscles and stuff. I did a plank. I did two times. I did planks. She asked me if I thought I could do a plank, and I was like, I don't know. A boy plank style or a girl style? She goes, well, how about the regular kind? And I'm like, And see, that is something that without her, I would not have tried. I wouldn't have tried. I would have thought, I don't know if my arm can do that. If my arm can support me like that. But I did it. I did it. It was a whole 20 seconds. It felt like it was an eternity, but it was 20 seconds. And then she asked me if I could do it again. And I was like, I maybe probably not as long, but we'll give it a go, you know? And I did it again for another 20 seconds. But I'll tell you what, that time my arms were shaking by the time I was done. At about 14, 15 seconds, my arms started shaking. And I was like, yep, okay, just okay. And then she started counting for me. So I'm like, okay, we're almost there. I can do it. I can make it to 20 seconds. I'm guessing she's going to have me try to do that on Thursday. I haven't done them again. And you know why I haven't done them again? My abs couldn't handle doing them again. This is supposed to be an arm workout, but you know what a plank is. Plank gets your whole body, your whole core and everything. Yeah. The other day I was at the gym laying on one of the benches doing a stretch. And I was like, oh my God, I got to sit up now. Oh my God. And there was nothing for me to touch. I mean, my arms were hanging to the side. Like I'm on the bench, nothing for me to grab onto. And I was just like, I have to sit up on my own. Oh. Anyhow, I and it's not that I could have done it. It was not graceful. It was not graceful at all. It was not pretty at all. And that was probably the biggest part of the whole thing. Is like, I'm going to look like a fool here in this gym in front of all of these buff people over here lifting, all this weight, and I can't even sit up off the bench. Okay, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. You have to just sometimes not worry about what other people might think. They don't know. They don't know. I don't know them. I mean, whatever. Okay. Look at me and laugh and wonder why I can't sit up. It's all right. It's okay. And Dale's not there to help me. Dale takes off and he kind of goes to do his own thing. So he hasn't been like, at first he would kind of follow me around, help me with different machines, getting things set up and helping me out. And he doesn't do that anymore. I mean, I don't need him to. Well, let me take that back. There's times when I do need a little help, like certain things that I'm trying to move and I can't move, or, things like that. But yeah, he was nowhere to help me. I'm just laying on the bench like a fish out of water, flopping around. I'm like, I gotta get up. I gotta sit up. So we'll see. We'll probably do a plank or two tomorrow, and well, not tomorrow, Thursday. And I'll be like, oh, here we go again. Oh, God. Oh, the whole story about all my errands and everything and my arm was to tell you that when I woke up this morning and it was feeling good, like I said, pain level was about 2, and I didn't do anything really. I rode around in the truck for a long time. I crocheted a bit while he was driving, and I'm the passenger princess, But just throughout the course of the day, I'm like, oh my God, here it comes. Here it comes. It's starting to hurt. Why? Why? You have no reason. You really have no reason to be hurting like you're hurting. Why are you hurting? So, I don't know. Dale and I talked about, I've been taking Tylenol, which helps a bit. He was wanting some Advil. He's an Advil kind of guy, but he's always told me that he always has heard that Advil is better for you, not Advil. Advil? Yes, Advil. Naproxen. It's better for your bones. And I'm like, well, this is not my bones. So why would I take the naproxen? But then when you read the back of the naproxen, it says like muscle and things like that. So it seems like it's just like all other painkillers. Pain relief, fever reducer, helps with sore muscles, sore back. So I'm like, all right, well, I've been trying this Tylenol now for, how long? Why don't I try some Advil? Maybe Aleve, not Advil. Aleve. It's Aleve. Advil is Motrin, which is for swelling mainly. I don't know. I took an Aleve earlier after we left Meyer. I don't know if it's done that much good. I mean, okay, it's not hurting as bad, but I don't think it did anything much more than Tylenol was doing. So I don't know. It's just, I feel like I can't win sometimes. You know what I mean? I just can't win. Well, wherever Dale went, he didn't go far because he's back. He has returned. He did not go far. Oh boy. Well, I don't know what else I have to talk about. Let's talk about this event real quick. We did pull a winner for Mother Earth and the grand prize, and our first winner for Down on the Farm. Did that on Saturday night. Neither one of my co-hosts could make it. They weren't feeling well, and I was like, okay, I couldn't do it the weekend before. I'm like, let's just get this done. Let's just get it done, get it done, get it done. So names have been drawn. I've announced them. I will try to remember to put it in the Facebook group so that if you're not someone who watches my videos regularly, well, first of all, why not? What's wrong with your life? No, I'm kidding. But I'll try to put it in the Facebook group to remind people who won so that they may claim their prizes. There's multiple people, multiple people. Woo, I said that too fast and it didn't come out right. That you'll need to contact for your prizes. Me, for one, Brenda, for one, Maritza, for one. We all had a hand in the prizes. So there's different people to contact depending on your prize. Anyhow, we got those drawings done. Week 2 is almost over here, folks. Week 2. Imagine, week 2. I think it is in like 2 days. Week 2 is over. And week 3 will start. Where does the time go? Seriously, where does it go? It just flies. Literally flies. So make sure you get your posts in for this week and get ready for week 3 because it's coming hotter than I don't know, hotter than a something. I can't come up with a cute little thing to say. Oh my gosh, my husband the other day said something I'd never heard in my life. I don't know where he comes up with some of these things. I seriously don't. I'm just like, how did I get to be 65 years old? And I have never heard that. Never heard that. And at the moment, I can't even remember what it was. I don't know if I'd even repeat it because it was, well, it wasn't terrible, but what was it again? I can't remember now. If I think of it, I'll tell you at some other point. But it is just like, where do you come up with these things? Where do you come up with these things? I seriously do not know. It's just, oh goodness. And he just makes you laugh. That's all I got. He makes you laugh. Makes you laugh. Had some baby something. It had to do with the baby making stuff. I can't remember what it is. Oh goodness. Anyhow, so I think I can. Nope. J is a rhinestone. G is a rhinestone. 1 is an AB. Let's do these eyes right here and get these little eyes out of the way. I think I had that out once already in this section, I believe. So keep posting. We're going to have a grand prize for down on the farm. Brenda's got something up her sleeve. She's got some painting. I don't know what it is. She hasn't told me that part. She hasn't been feeling good, but she's got something up her sleeve. She's ready to give away for the grand prize. So I'll see if I can get it out of her what it is. I'll let you know. But I'm trying to get ready for a craft show as well. It's not this weekend. It is next weekend. It's a girl that, I mean, I know her relatives. Let's just put it that way. Grew up down the road from her aunt. Yes, it would be her aunt. Went to school with her aunt. Her dad lived close. Went to school with him too. He was more my sister's age. Her aunts, one was my age and one was my sister's age. But she does a couple shows, and I've never done one of her shows before. And I thought, well, I signed up for both of them. One's next weekend and one's in October. I thought, well, let's just give it a shot. I got a discount for doing both. So, I mean, who can pass up a discount? But I'm starting to make some different things. I've talked about this a few times now. Trying out different things, different types of items. And we're going to see how it goes. So today, riding around in the truck, I just about finished a plant pot cozy, I'll call it, or a plant basket. You put your little potted plant in. I'm loving that. It's turning out really good. I have to figure out how I'm going to finish it. I've got it sewn together, but it needs a bottom still. I mean, I want it to have a bottom. I suppose it doesn't technically need a bottom. It could just be a ring around it, but I don't think that's as cool as turning it into a basket, you know, with an actual bottom. I'm really trying to diamond paint here, you guys. I just cannot find this symbol. I've looked over the drills here like 4 times, and it's right there. That's why. It was too close to my face. So, but it's looking really pretty, and I think I want to make more of those. And then, because I got to the point in the truck where I couldn't work on that anymore, but I had yarn, I started working on pan protectors, you know, that you can put between your pans to keep your pans from scratching and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I started working on some of those. And I got one of them made, and I was like, well, that's cute. I like that. That was quick and easy, too. So then I got home, and I had a little ball of cotton yarn left over. And I was like, well, let me see if I got enough of this color to make another one of those. And you can make them in different sizes. They're really pretty. They look like a little flower. They're really cute. So I'm thinking, well, if I can make half a dozen, you know, maybe that's something people will be interested in. I've made one. You can call it what you want. Use it as you want, either a washcloth or a dishcloth, but it's my upscale, you know, my upscale kind of line of goodies. I'm trying to be upscale here. So I don't know if I can make a few more things like that before next week. I mean, that's what I'm going to try to do. Try some new things. So I got a couple other ideas I want to try too. So I might not have a lot of them, but you know, I'll have a few of each, and we'll see how they go. See if they garner any interest at all. G's, ones, J's, G's, ones, J's, G1, J. I got the O. Got E's. Let's do E's. G1, J, O's. What's the O? O, O, O. I don't know what the O is. Where is the O? Oh, it's an AB, of course. Pretty much all of this stuff, all of this chick stuff that you see there is either AB or rhinestone. All of it. G1, J, the little bracket, they're all rhinestones. Huh. Or AB. I just didn't want to work on rhinestones or ABs right now. So I'm not going to. There you go. I'm going to finish up this other stuff. I can do the H's. The H's are not. Anyhow, I rambled on long enough. What do you think? Hope you had a good Mother's Day. And I hope you have a good spring. It's cold here. Gloomy today. Rainy today. I think it's going to rain again tomorrow. I got to get out to my garden. I've got to plant my dahlias. If you watch my farm video, you'll see that my dahlias were growing in their overwinter tote. They weren't supposed to grow, but they decided to grow. So I cut everything off that grew, and now I got to get them in the dirt. And today we were gone like most of the day. And tomorrow I'm going to be gone. And I got to get out there and get them things planted. They had got to get planted. Are there any more E's? Was that it? That was it. Now I got some bee work to do. Bee work. All right. I'm done. I said that already, but now I'm really done. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll be talking to you soon. Have a great week. And see you real soon. All right. Bye, everybody.